Hi, this is Oz from the lakeFS team, and today I want to show you a very cool capability of lakeFS, which is the ability to create isolated environments for experimentation or for development. Right, so let's say I want to build a machine learning model, and for that I need to do some data preparation or data cleaning. I can do this in isolation with lakeFS without creating my own entire copy of the dataset. Let's see that in action. So here I'm in the lakeFS UI in the repository I've already created beforehand. And the first thing I'm going to do before I touch any of the data sets here is I'm going to create my own environment, my own branch. So I'm going to call it Oz Experiment 1. And as you can see, this takes no time at all. That's a metadata operation in lakeFS. So no data actually gets copied when I do that. And as you can see, they both point to the same commit ID. So I'm going to go to my branch. And on this branch, I can abuse the data as much as I want. And I know that it's only affecting me. And I see that there's a dogs dataset here, which is very cool because we like dogs. And inside we have images of different dog breeds, which we can look at. Oh, that's cute. So let's say we want to build an image classifier based on this dataset. So the first thing I'll do is I'll copy the URI, which in this case contains the path, but also the name of the branch we're working on. And I want to be able to use it locally on my machine. But I don't want to actually copy everything. I don't want to download the entire dataset. So I'm going to use the Everest command line tool from lakeFS. I'm going to say Everest mount. This is my URI that I just copied. And I'm going to mount it onto a local directory called dogs in write mode. And when I do this, as you can see, this took about a second. I now have a dogs folder here with all the images that we just saw of all the different dog breeds. But Everest didn't actually copy all this data over to my machine. It's just representing it as if it's a local directory. And only as I'm reading these files do they get downloaded from the remote object store. So let's see how I can use this. So I can see all the different dog breeds, and there are many of them. But I see that I also have Chihuahuas here, which I don't consider to be a dog breed. Let's look at a Chihuahua. Yeah, that's not a dog. So I'm just going to remove all these images, which are Chihuahuas and not dogs. And I'm going to commit that change, right? On my branch, there will be no Chihuahuas. So I'm going to say Everest commit and say removed non-dogs. There we go. My data is now clean of Chihuahuas. And that means that if I go onto this directory here on my branch, no Chihuahuas are here. But if I change to main still contains those Chihuahuas. So we've done our data cleaning here in isolation. If we now train a model based on this data, we can tie it back to the actual commit that we were using, right? This is my input dataset, and see exactly what data it contains, including what modifications we made from the original dataset in order to get there. Right? In this example, deleted all these Chihuahua images. Overall, 152 images removed. So that's just a quick example of how we can achieve this type of isolation. But lakeFS can do a lot more for machine learning and AI projects. To learn more about those, click below.